Okay, so I need to record this video quite quick because obviously it's only 2 days before the end of my midwinter break session, and I have to probably get this video uploaded by at least Sunday, and I'm recording this on a Friday, so whatever, let's just get into it. So obviously making video games is a lot more harder than than a lot of different things. It's basically like, if I were to summarize what it is, it's basically like making a YouTube video, but with a lot more steps and a lot more complexity to it, because the person seeing it is also playing it, if you get what I mean. So currently, I've been working with a few people on a completely new game, and it's gonna be a big project. I have a lot of hope for it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out in the end. This is really early in the game's development, so like I said, I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I can tell you one thing, is that so far, based on what I've managed to put together, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be something a lot more better. I also released another game called Just an Ordinary Game. That game's a little bit iffy, so I am planning on updating it sometime soon. Stay tuned for that. But other than that, yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I've managed to work on these past couple of days, and just gonna show you the current and the end result of my time working on this project during midwinter break. This is obviously not the end product, because this is, like I said, really early in the game's development, so some of this stuff might not even be in the actual game. You never know. So when I first started working on this game, I first started off with the basic movement and design of the game. And as you can see right here, we have a bean, a capsule, and that is, of course, our player. Everything else here is obviously just a quick little test scene that I threw together. And the game engine that you're seeing here is actually the Unity game engine. A game engine that's well known for, having brilliant games like Cuphead, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Hollow Knight. There's a lot of very well-made games. But yeah, and the thing is, the difference that I have with this game is that, of course, that this is actually using a render pipeline known as the high definition render pipeline. Now, if I were to put it in just simplistic terms, basically it means that all the lighting, all of the effects in the game are much more high quality, and of course just give off a lot more, it boosts the quality of the game, basically. And I'm probably going to show you an image representing this, but yeah. And now, I'm going to show you it right now. It really does, the image that I'm about to show you really does represent what this can do as a game engine. And as you can see right now, it's really well made. It has like high quality stuff. I don't know how else to explain it other than the fact that it just gives it a more RTX kind of feel, if you know what I mean. But other than that, now let's get on to the actual concept of the thing. So the initial concept that I'm having for this game is that you play as a scientist by the name of Dr. Blockhead, and as the name suggests, yes, he has a block for a head. And basically what it is that you play as Dr. Blockhead, and you go through like you play through the game, and all Portal style, and in Portal style and Portal fashion, the game just sort of just goes wrong. It takes place in a laboratory, and basically something happens causing the whole entire facility to sort of just melt down, break down, and robots going everywhere, killing people. You know, it's like a survival game. It's kind of like just trying to survive. Some of the gameplay aspects are going to be similar to like Carlson. And before you start spamming the comments section, no, it's not exactly. I'm not ripping off of Carlson. Some of the aspects are going to be inspired from Carlson, but not directly from Carlson. Okay, so get that out of your head. Other than that, that's basically all that it is for day one. I just basically worked on a bunch of different parts of, you know, the game, and yeah, that's it. Now, it was around this point that I was actually starting to get a little bit familiar with the Unity engine as a whole, so now I began to start working on adding a jumping mechanic so you can actually jump, as well as sprinting, so you can actually sprint. And then I just sort of also added a weapon. As you can see here, it's a gun, and this is not a gun that I modeled. This was just a gun that I made in, I believe... No, not a gun that I made. Sorry, my bad. Not a gun that I made. It's actually from a free Unity asset that I saw online, and I just sort of took it. I'll have credits. I'll have credit to the person who made the asset in the description, so for fellow developers out there could check it out themselves. But yeah, it's a nice little pistol, as you can see here. Maybe I'll add more weapons, but then again, I don't see a scientist carrying a full-blown AK-47 on him, a full-blown gun on him. So yeah, I don't see that happening. But hey, whatever, really. But yeah, it was just sort of, day two was just basically just working on a bunch of simple logic and all that stuff. You know, adding the pew-pew, the actual action of the game, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. So what you're looking at right now is an early rendition of a 3D model. Now, I have a question for you. Is it, now what do you think this model is for? What do you think is the purpose of this model? Is it A, a main character, B, just some random guy, or C, a test dummy? You're wrong. It's actually... So for those who chose A and B, you're wrong. It's actually C, just a test dummy. And I actually finished the model. Now I'm adding, you know, some nice bones to it so it can actually move around. And yeah, this is just an early rendition of it. I'll show the kind of finalized version of it on screen. But yeah, I'm currently trying to add bones to it, so then that way it can have a little bit of a skeleton. Because if it didn't have a skeleton, it would be as still as a statue. But yeah, and as you can see, I'm using Blender for the 3D models. So yeah. And hey, you know what I think is good about this? Is that I'm not using a free Unity asset, unlike what I did for the weapons. So, hey, it's an accomplishment. But, yeah. So, now that I implemented that, now that I've shown you that the model part, the rest of the development of this game actually was just me adding a bunch of boring light maps and putting together a few maps. Like I said, from one last time, I'm gonna be showing you an image of the full-blown model. Probably gonna be showing up right now. If it isn't, then I'm looking like an idiot. But yeah, so this is the model. Just take your time to look at it, admire it, also see how thick it actually is. That was more of a design oversight. I didn't expect it. This is just something that I just put together. Yeah, it took me a long time, I'll tell you that. It definitely took me a good, at least an hour. It took me a good hour to really get the model together. And or at least like a good while. It took almost nearly an hour at best. But yeah, I feel a little bit proud of it. Now I'm adding bones to it, so then that way I can add things like animations and also have it move around and not just be stuck at a T-pose the entire time. So other than that, yeah, that's basically it. The rest of it is just adding light maps and all this other boring game development stuff that I'm pretty sure people like you wouldn't be interested in. I will reveal more content as time goes on, more things behind this game, but for now this is just the really early pillar of it. I guess if you want more info, you could go take a look over at my good old website that I made. But other than that, yeah, just subscribe, I guess.